Hello, my beautiful Aries. I hope everyone is having a blessed day. I hope you're doing what you want to be doing. I wish you lots of love and health. Aries, today we are going to do a monthly check-in reading. We're going to see what kind of energies are coming in for the month of March. I've already shuffled your cards, and now I'm going to lay them out. Okay, Aries. Lots of things going on for the month of March. Sorry guys, I hit the camera. No. Okay, Aries. So, let's start with your current self. You are feeling this is the 5 of Cups. You're feeling very worn out. Something has led you to grieve. You feel like you've lost something. You may have lost a job opportunity, a loved one, and it's emotionally draining you. You see her energy going down. She's got her foot in the cup and it's spilled over and it's just draining away. This can be a broken heart, but this can also be self-pity. Are you frozen looking at what has happened to where you're just focusing all of your energy on it? And the fact that you know it isn't going to happen or you've lost it, it's almost like your heart has gone with it, right? So you're very sad. This is a very sad card. So let's look at the theme for the month. Your theme is the Knight of Cups. Interesting. So you're dealing with a lot of emotions this month, Aries. This is someone who's protecting their heart, which makes sense with this. You're holding on to your grief. You really are holding on. You're not allowing yourself to move past. So this month, you really need to watch your negative emotions because they can really block your progress if you let them. So be aware of that. You've got to work through this. I'm not saying just turn it off because it's not going to happen. You need to work through these emotions and say, you know, it's gone. Something better will come. If it's like a missed opportunity, like a job or promotions. If it's a loved one, if someone has passed in your life, or if maybe an animal has passed in your life, that's very hard. I just lost 2 babies within the last 6 weeks. So acknowledge how much you love them and try to remember the joy that they brought you. Don't focus on the fact that they are not here physically, they are here with you spiritually. Okay, so we know our theme. We know where we are. Let's go to a key goal to pursue. 3 of Cups. Again with the cups. Lots and lots of emotions this month, Aries. So, a key goal to pursue. 3 of Cups. I love the 3 of Cups. It reminds me of family, of friends, girlfriends, like that sisterhood. Whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter. I mean, this is a show of abundance, a great community. For me, for you, I think you really need to pursue talking to your loved ones, talking to your friends, your family, your community, your tribe. I mean, this is definitely the people who mean the most to you. You need to spend time with them. This feels very alone to me. And this shows 3 people. So get out there. And if you start having these negative emotions, if you start thinking, you know, only about what you've lost, take a moment and go, you know what, I need to visit friends. I need to go out and I need to see the people who mean the most to me. So work on getting out and seeing your loved ones. So let's look at an obstacle to overcome. The obstacle is the 2 of Swords. Now, normally the 2 of Swords is a woman and she's got, her eyes are blindfolded and she's got 2 large swords that she's sitting on a throne and they're each on one knee. In this case, the swords are the crows or ravens and they're attached to her. They're literally attached to her. There's strings that go from her to each of these ravens. This signals a choice. Are you going to continue to sit on the fence, or are you going to step up and make a difficult decision? And you can even see here, she is literally at the crossroads. She knows she has to make a decision, but she's putting it off. So are you putting something off that you really need to face head on? You really need to take the blindfold off and go, okay, I may not like this decision. It may be that neither of these choices are very good, but I have to make a decision and I have to move forward with this. Because once you move forward, then you come to the Two of Pentacles. Oh wow, we've actually got some money up in here. Once you make this choice, you're going to be balancing. It can be, juggling your obligations. It can be juggling your finances. It feels like you're going to start getting your momentum back. It's like you're going to start feeling like you can handle the situation. She's in control. I mean, these are really big balls, but she's able to hold on to them without dropping them. And it's a very windy day. You can see it's like she's on a beach or in the desert. It's very sandy, and her skirt is blowing in the wind, and her hair is blowing, but she's holding on to them. She's not letting them go. So be mindful. You're gonna be able to balance yourself, your finances, whatever is happening in your life. You're going to be able to handle it. Once you make this choice, you make the decision, then it's going to be easier for you to balance these two. Okay, let's look at number 6. What to avoid. Page of Swords. Aries, you're really fighting between your heart and your thoughts this month. I mean, it is a big fight for you between those two, your head and your heart. And I get it. I've been there. So this can be, again, with the wind, lots of things whipping around in your head. This can be a message. It can be someone is coming to you, but it can also be restless energy. And that's kind of what it feels like here with the what to avoid location. It feels like you're still struggling to hold on. You just want to let things go, and you want to just move forward. You just want to get it over with. It's like you're trying to purposely avoid looking in the book and finding your answers. Even though she's upright, this feels more like you are avoiding information that is trying to come to you. It's like you're not willing to really look at the book, really listen to the people that are trying to talk to you. Really comprehend what they're trying to tell you. Be mindful of that, Aries. If someone is trying to offer you advice or help, take it. They mean well. They're not trying to tell you how to do anything. They're not trying to force you to do it their way. They really want you to learn and grow. And that's what the Page of Swords is. She wants to really understand things, and she wants to really learn new things. So avoid not learning and avoid not taking advice from others. Okay, let's look at number 7. What to embrace. This is Judgment in reverse. This can mean self-doubt. You're not allowing yourself to be who you truly are. But I think for you, this feels more like you're denying letting others see your true self. Not that you're lying to yourself or you have the self-doubt. It's like you're hiding. You're not letting who you are really show. So you really need to let go of this shadow aspect of your story. So it's like you're only focusing on the negative, which makes sense. That's where you are now. You're very forlorn, you're very sad, and you really need to let that go. You've got to release that energy. You've got to work on focusing on the positive and focusing on, I hate to say it, it's the cliche, focus on the good things in life. Because it can be very, very hard to do that when all you see is negative and all you see is things that are going wrong and nothing's happening the way you want them to. It feels like your world is collapsing. But you really need to turn towards the light in your life and let go of the dark. So if you keep focusing on the negative energy, that's all that's going to continue to come in. But if you start changing your perspective on your story, on your personal story, on your personal situation, then better energy will begin to come into your life. So embrace releasing this shadowy, negative angle of who you think you are, because you're not a negative person. You're not a bad person. You're not, I mean, this almost feels like someone who's telling themselves they're not worthy. So turn away from those thoughts and embrace who you really are. Embrace the light, not the dark. Okay, Aries, let's look at number 8. Where to find support. 8 of Pentacles. You find support at work. So your support network is whatever job you do. Now, you could be working from home. Doesn't matter. It's like you have a community around you at your work. I mean, that's like your zone, your safe zone. The way this card looks, I mean, that's where all of her energy is focused on, but it's also where the light is coming from, right? So she's very happy where she is at work. She's very content here. So if you have, excuse me, if you have any trouble with your thoughts, with your self-doubt, look for help at work. Look for your support at work. It could be a colleague, it could be a boss, depending on what your work is. But don't lose yourself at work. Do not turn into a workaholic just so you purposely hide from these choices and decisions that you have to make. Don't do that. Open up at work. Be transparent and be loving, and talk to the people that you trust. You truly trust at work. Okay, so let's look at the final one. Advice and encouragement. 10 of Swords. Again with the swords. Normally, she is walking away from something. It's ended and she's ready to go, and she's ready to move on to the next phase of her life. Since it's in reverse, this is telling me that you are really not wanting to do that. You don't want to close this door. You just flat out, you don't want to move on. You are stuck right here. And you are just refusing to let go of these thoughts, these emotions, so that you can move forward. You're just not doing it. Whatever has caused you to end up here, you have really got to work through it in the month of March. If you don't, this is going to just keep carrying on for the rest of the year. I mean, this feels very heavy. This feels like a deep loss. But you have got to make the decision that you're not going to let this end your journey. This is a part of your journey, but it's not your whole journey. You've got to keep going. Okay, so let's pull some clarifiers. Let's see what we can find out about some of these cards. So, you know what? I'm going to clarify the 10 of Swords. Let's see what kind of extra advice the spirits can give you, Aries. Okay. Okay, Aries. What can I say? This is the 8 of Cups, and it's in reverse. Aries, you really need to, you're really avoiding this situation. And Spirit is saying you can't avoid it. I mean, this is a double shout to where they're like, stop avoiding this. If you don't stop avoiding this, this is going to consume you, and it's going to get really dangerous. I mean, this feels like you are terrified of making the decision. It really feels like, and I'm feeling like the decision is starting the process of letting go. Because you are stubborn. Aries, boy, whoo, you're not going to let it go. you are focused on this, that is all you're thinking about, that's where your energy is, and Spirit is saying you've got to let it go. You have got to work through this, and you have got to let it go. Okay, I'm going to draw for Judgment. It's the Nine of Pentacles. So you have the Judgment with the Nine of Pentacles. This could show someone who's turning into a workaholic, which is what I warned you here. Don't turn into a workaholic. When you're looking for support, don't let it be where you just throw yourself into work so that you numb whatever your thoughts are. Instead of turning into alcohol, you just want to numb your pain with more and more work. So you're only thinking about work. But man, this is just, there's so much blockage for you, Aries, and there's just so much. It's like you're trying to put on a brave face. It's like you're trying to act like everything is okay on the outside, but on the inside you're dying. On the inside you are just that fire that is usually within you is just, it's barely an ember at this point. Your soul is connected with your work. It feels like work is such a big part of your life that it's almost like part of your identity. And it's a safe place for you. It's a safe place for you to go when things aren't working out in your personal life. The fact that this is showing that you're really trying to hold on to these negative aspects of your story tells me that you really need to embrace the fact that work is your companion. Work is a happy place for you. You need to accept the fact that you're both light and shadow, and that sometimes you're more light and sometimes you're more shadow. And right now it feels like you're more shadow because you are only allowing the shadow aspect of yourself to show, even at work. So you may not be yourself right now at work either. You may be off your game. You may be working too much. Embrace the fact that you can let go of the negativity. You really do have to release this. That's going to be really hard for you, Aries. That is really going to be hard for you. Okay, so one more. Let's see. Let's do the Knight of Cups. Knight of... Oh, gosh, of course. Okay, Aries. I don't know what has happened to you guys, but you guys have really been hurt. I mean, this almost feels like it came out of the blue. So whatever happened, I mean, it has really knocked you off of your foundations. I wonder if it was almost like a tower moment for you guys, and it has just completely thrown you off to where you're just like, I don't see a way out of this. So you're scared. You are so scared, Aries. You can't think straight. You're only focusing on the negative talk that you're giving yourself. You are really just focused on those negative thoughts. However, there's an opportunity here. You can start to embrace the journey to self-healing. And that's what this feels like. Your theme for the month is that you want to protect your heart. I get that. This has really hurt you. You've got to start the journey. You have got to release these fears, the paranoia, the sadness too. I mean, she's weeping, she's crying, she's just almost inconsolable. Just like this, you really need to embrace the fact that this has completely changed your life. It's changed your perspective. It's changed where you thought you were going. It may have even changed who you thought you were. But Spirit wants you to really accept this and begin to head towards the journey of healing. And you can find that through your family and friends, through your work, but you have to make a choice. You really have to choose to make a conscious effort to go towards the journey of healing. And it's going to be painful. It's going to take a lot of balancing for you. There's going to be good days. There's going to be bad days. People will be giving you advice. You may not want to hear it, but you really need to. Accept who you truly are, negative and positive. Release the negative aspect of clinging to only what has gone wrong. You've got to let that go. Don't turn into a workaholic to where you hide at work and you kind of push the inner soul work to the side. You've got to work on that. That's not going to happen overnight. That takes work. Just like this is work, that inner soul work is work. Find your support at work. Whatever it is that you need to do to feel supported, do it. Just do not turn into a workaholic where you're escaping the situation instead of dealing with the situation. Finally, you are frozen in fear, and Spirit is saying you have got to walk away. You've got to release this stubborn feeling of, I'm not going to let go. I'm not going to move on with my life. Spirit says you've got to move on with your life. You really, really have to move on. Don't get stuck in your journey. Aries, wow. You're going to have a very interesting March, it seems like. A very much a soul's journey. It feels like some of you are really going to be working through some things. Aries, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, give it a like, hit that subscribe button, and ding that bell notification. It lets you know when I upload new videos. Everyone, please take care of yourself, and I'll see you next time. Bye!